You are looking live at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit, where Orchard Lake St. Mary's, #1 ranked in the state of Michigan in Division I, #1 ranked in the country, according to Collegiate Baseball Newspaper, will take on Detroit Catholic Central, the Shamrocks, who finished 4th in the Central Division and gave St. Mary's a really nice battle their last 2 times out. 1-0 and 2-0. The Eaglets just got by the Shamrocks. Hello again, everybody. My name is Chad Bush, alongside Brandon Justice for Game 4 on this 4-game set of semifinals in the Catholic League, live from Comerica Park. Brandon, this is a great night for baseball. It's capped off with St. Mary's and Catholic Central, a couple of prize programs going at it, and we'll get to see a showcase and a pitcher in Brock Porter amongst the other 14 Division I commits for Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Absolutely, and this is a great way to end the day between two teams where there is no love lost. These two teams know each other so well, year in and year out. In each sport, these two teams know each other. And this is a great way to have a semifinal game between two teams that have a rivalry that should be settled today. Of course, St. Mary's came out on top all 4 times in the regular season. We've talked about it before today, already in the other broadcast. Postseason is what matters, right? The regular season is a tune-up for this. A victory today for Catholic Central would be more than enough. And the numbers so far, 10-0, 19-4, 1-0, and 2-0. Those were your 4 scores from the 4 games between Orchard Lake and Catholic Central. No shortage of talent on the field between both teams. You have, as you said, 14 Division I commitments for St. Mary's. We'll see Brock Porter, the projected first-rounder, on the mound. On the other side for CC, plenty of talent as well between Evan Hager, the Alabama commit, Trey Cassidy, the Ohio commit, and several other future college players. So excited for this one. From a baseball fan's perspective, this is a game you want to tune into. If you're not into Michigan high school baseball, you will be after this one.
You're right. There's no doubt. Ryan Rogowski comes in his second season as St. Mary's is about to take the field, and we will meet the starters for the Shamrocks of Detroit Catholic Central. And there go the Eaglets, 31-0. They've now won 53 straight games as we await the ceremonious first pitch. Let's meet the starting lineup for Detroit Catholic Central under their second-year head coach Ryan Rogowski, whose brother Casey Rogowski also played at Catholic Central. And here it is. It's Innick at the top of the lineup, Innick at shortstop. Cassidy is committed to Ohio to be a Bobcat in Athens. He'll bat second and catch. Hager is in center field. He'll bat third in this lineup. He's headed to Alabama on a baseball scholarship, and he's just a junior. Plegian is the 4-hitter, and he's at first base. Brady Blakita is the athletic second baseman, also a college prospect. Crampton is in left field, and he will bat 6th in the lineup for Rogowski. Steinbeiser will DH for LaRue, the pitcher, and bat 7th. And Shuck will bat 8th. Wood will be in right field and bat 9th for the Shamrocks, who come in 15 and 17 overall. And Orchard Lake St. Mary's behind Brock Porter, the right-hander, the first-round draft pick. Many scouts are here to watch Brock. He has 30-ish scouts a game. His numbers are gaudy, an ERA of .2. What can you tell us about the right-hander committed to Clemson for the moment?
Well, first things first, projectability is still there. When you're looking at guys like this who throw with the velocity that he has and have the numbers that he has, you're thinking this is a finished product, but it's not. Brock Porter still has more to go. He still is going to get better. And each game he seemingly does. And I think we'll see that again out of Brock today. Look at those numbers. He's practically untouched in every category. Projected to go in the top 15 in the draft. And we'll see what he's made of here today against the arch nemesis of the Eaglets, Catholic Central.
The defense behind Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And Brock Porter, the right-hander, who's 5-0 on the year. And we'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, Innick steps into the batter's box, and Brock Porter on top of that hill. And we are set for baseball from Comerica Park as things are fouled off. My name is Chad Bush. Brandon Justice on color commentary from Cold Weather Bats, and an assistant baseball coach at Wyandotte High School. There's a pitch upstairs. Brock Porter committed to Clemson. Good size, 6'4", 215. The fastball is hot. 92 to 96, up to 97. He's touched 100. Been up to 99 this year. And he's one of the top prospects in the country. He flies it to left. Ryan Mooney shields the sun and makes the catch. We'll meet the defense behind Orchard Lake St. Mary's Brock Porter.
And that's encouraging for Minnick there to make some contact, and we'll meet the defense here. If you like the offense for St. Mary's, you'll love the defense too. Dressel House holds it down in center. Ike Irish, the catcher behind the plate, who's another draft guy. And, of course, your pitcher, Brock Porter, who is committed to Clemson, and we've already mentioned. And you mentioned the 3 levels of defense, your center fielder, your catcher, and your shortstop. At shortstop, Jason Oliver's been tremendous this year, taking a huge jump in his defensive tool. Both glove and arm do a great job. And the 3 levels of defense are covered for St. Mary's. Dressel House does great in center, the Michigan State commit. Jason, the shortstop, committed to Michigan. Of course, the Auburn commit, Ike Irish behind the plate.
This is the other catcher on the other side of Ike Irish, another first-round selection potentially, is this one. This is a talented catcher, part of a loaded catcher class in the Catholic League Central Division, Trey Cassidy. He's committed to the Bobcats, Ohio University, the Mid-American Conference.
And Cassidy's a lot of fun to watch behind the plate, but the bat is also flashy here, a left-handed hitter. Not often you see a left-handed hitting catcher, but you got 2 of them today, and Ike Irish and Trey Cassidy, and both are fun to watch.
Cassidy gets ahead of the off-speed pitch and drives it into the net down right field. St. Mary's and Catholic Central really had some blowouts early, 10-0 and 19-4 in the first set of games. There's a walk for Porter, a rare walk dealed up in just the second at bat, but then things got tighter the last go around, Brandon. 1-0, 2-0. Some real dueling things. St. Mary's offense seems like they've figured it out a little bit since then, but they even had about a week or 10-day stretch where they weren't scoring runs. That was a part of it, but you tip the cap to Catholic Central. They really pitched well, played great defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And St. Mary's, you know, when you're the best team in the state, and it's undeniable, and when you're unquestionably one of the better teams in the country, you got a huge target on your back. You know, all these kids, they all hear about St. Mary's every day, and rightfully so.
Sure.
But when you're their rival, and when you've been doing this for years as their rival before they were to this stature, you know, it means a little bit different. You approach the game different. It's not just, oh, we're playing Mary's today. Mary's is their rival. It's personal, and we saw that out of those 2 games from CC. They got, you know, for lack of a better term, embarrassed in the first 2 games. And they come back for that second doubleheader and alleviate some of the worries that they had probably going into this game. And we've seen some good ABs in the first 2. We saw 2 solid barrels. Cassidy foul. Mooney caught one out on the left. Of course, 2 outs now promptly. But regardless, some encouraging starts here for CC.
Evan Hager's out on strikes. He's committed to Alabama. That's a backwards K for Hager, who's highly thought of in the state of Michigan and otherwise. Yeah, that's that slide piece. No chance.
And when it bites so late like that and Porter throws as hard as he does, when you're a hitter, you know, it's a blink of an eye, a snap of a finger for you to decide what you're going to do. And when the spin comes in on that fastball and the spin comes into that slider with the velocity that it's coming in at, it's not like picking up a lefty throwing 75-80 or a righty throwing 80-85. It's a whole different beast. Brock is truly an anomaly among Michigan high school pitchers.
No doubt. Connor Aplegian is the batter. That one gets away from Mike Irish. And down to second base goes Innick, who's all Catholic for Catholic Central. He's now at second base.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch to block. Again, we mentioned it a couple broadcasts ago. The back foot, blocking that as a catcher is tough. When a pitcher is breaking into the feet of the batter, it's hard to pick up, hard to read through. Ike Irish had a tough time there. You know, probably score a wild pitch if you had to. It's in the other batter's box. But here comes CC. A nice little barrel here, and you might take a lead.
Aplegian awaits the pitch and looks like a cross-up job there. The tarp remains down in front of the dirt between the pitching mound and the catcher's location behind home plate. And, truth be told, this hasn't really come into play yet in this game, but it's a bit of an eyesore. There's a throw back down to second and safe. What's the call? Is he out? He's out at second base. Picked off by Ike Irish. No, strike. Okay. All right, strike out.
For the record, I think he was out too.
He might have been out anyway. But it was a strikeout, and now he was back safe. But thank you, partner. You're too kind.
No problem.
That's all for Catholic Central. They do get a base runner, and he is stranded. Let's go to the bottom half of the first inning in downtown Detroit. This is the Prep. It's the left-hander, Braylon LaRue. The right-hander, Braylon LaRue. Lefty LaRue sounds a lot better. In my mind, he was a lefty, but on the field, he's a righty, and that's okay. The farmhand heating up. What can you tell us about the sophomore, Braylon LaRue?
Yeah, right-handed pitcher. Had a great game against U of D back in May. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, and a W. All that matters is the last letter. Fastball sits in the lower 80s. And when they say plus changeup, folks, that means that it's excellent. It's not just a good pitch, it's an exceptional pitch. And it seems LaRue has that changeup that's going to work for him today. Again, changeup, kind of the lost art of pitching in today's day and age. A lot of guys working on the high fastball, low curveball type of out pitch. LaRue has perfected the changeup. We'll see how it works for him today. He's going to need to miss a lot of barrels because there's a lot of big ones in this lineup.
There sure are. LaRue, guy who battled back from an injury a year ago as a freshman, to have a great sophomore season. He struck out 28 against 13 walks. His ERA is 2.4. He's 1-1, and he is making his 6th appearance and his 6th start. He's towed 23 1/3 innings, and he's given up 11 runs, 8 of them earned, and 25 hits.
And LaRue was thrown against St. Mary's before this season, and he had a good game. Wasn't great, but he kept St. Mary's at bay and gave the Shamrocks a chance to win, and that's more than what most pitchers have done against the St. Mary's lineup this season. So we'll see what LaRue has today. Anytime a St. Mary's lineup sees a guy twice, though, it's going to be difficult.
This is Jake Dresselhaus to lead things off for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Committed to Michigan State. He's a senior. He's batting .406 on the season. And 7 home runs now, 3 triples, and 8 doubles. This is a power-hitting leadoff man that can run, very tooly. And he looks at one up at his brim at ball 2.
And Dresselhaus is a rare combination of 5 different tools, right? He can play the defense well, he runs it well, he's got the arm in center, and then he's got the hit and power tool at the plate as well. So he really has it all, and Michigan State's got an embarrassment of riches with him.
There's a drive way back, center field, beat on it, and a great catch on the warning track, diving, falling down. A hauling job by Hager, and a big-time play by 2 big league high major baseball prospects.
And yeah, we're going to need a replay on this one because this is your play of the day so far, without a doubt. Probably the best play I've seen out of an outfielder this season. Evan Hager, Alabama kid, commits, who plays tremendous defense. He has a read on this from the jump, and you'll notice the glove is never trailing. It's a sprint to the ball. It's a dead sprint until he's at it.
There's a swing and a drive. This is Blake Grimmer. This is deep. This is almost to the track. Caught, hauled in left field by Crampton. I remind you, the wind is blowing in at Comerica Park. It's blowing in. Pat the stat, 18-mile-an-hour gusts up to? Between 12 and 18. So, I mean, those 2 balls arguably might get out of here with no wind or a little help, God forbid.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about that. The 2 barrels that you just saw are 2 of the best barrels we've seen all day outside of probably the Owen Avery hit. And here's the thing, we talked about it before the game. You're playing at Comerica. This Orchard Lake team they don't play just the home run ball by any means, but they've done a lot of it this year, right? When the leadoff guy's got 7, that says enough about it.
Right.
They're not going to be able to do a whole lot of that today. They're going to have to get a little bit flatter through the zone and trust the line drives and find some gaps. So here's a look at the lineup.
Dresselhaus followed by Grimmer. Both went to the track. Schubart can go deep too. He leads the team with 9 home runs, tied with his teammate Irish, who bats 4th with 9 home runs on the year. The Auburn commit. McKay, the Michigan State commit, at 2nd. There's a ground ball at the middle, right back to LaRue. Fields his position, and ho-hum, a 1-2-3 inning. Some loud outs and a soft out there to end it. LaRue survives the first. Zeros for both teams at the end of the first frame. We're back to the Copa in downtown Detroit here on the Prep. Thanks for watching.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Detroit, Novi, Catholic Central, the Shamrocks, Trey Cassidy, Evan Hager, Division I commits. You see it there. Both very legit players and both juniors. Blakita, a part of the youth movement as well. He had a big day, a walk-off double against UAD. Matt Innick, the leadoff man, just a sophomore, 2 for 4 at a home run, a couple of ribeyes. It's a potent Catholic Central team that's built a bit for the future. Brandon?
Yeah, absolutely. CC and Rice are similar in that facet. Both young teams that have a lot coming back, a lot of production that's going to return over the next year or two. And, you know, the second-year head coach has been fortunate to inherit some talent, but didn't look like it last year because of the record. But really, you have to understand how difficult it is to take a team full of freshmen, sophomores, not a lot of seniors, and come together with a new coaching staff. And this year has been far different for CC. They're kind of back to their normal, their pace, and had a good, solid season. And they're certainly going to threaten here as they did in the last 2 games of the doubleheader earlier this year.
This is Brady Blakita, the second baseman, 312 hitter, and he's fooled on that butterfly.
That's Brock's best pitch. It's his changeup. I mean, when the pro scouts come and watch him, you know, the velo they love, but take a look at this pitch. It's a changeup, and it's disgusting. It just stops. Wow. It's like in the middle of the air, the ball grabs a lawn chair and takes a seat, and then proceeds to drop below the knees with like a 10-inch vertical drop. It's really unheard of at this level.
Scummy. Just a scummy, scummy pitch. So there's 1 out. Top of the second, Catholic Central 15-17. Don't let the record fool you. This is a good club. And again, they're just building under Ryan Rogowski. Rogo, as he's referred to by many.
Yeah, building and getting hot at the right time. Time and time again we say the postseason is greater than the regular season. And then it's the perfect time to get hot right now, and CC certainly had a better second half than they had a first half, and you know, anything can happen in baseball.
This is Griffin Crampton, and he swings and misses. It's a strikeout for Brock Porter. That's his 25th pitch. And what is that, Pat? Is that his 4th strikeout? We'll check on that. Meanwhile, up to the plate comes Steinbeiser. It is indeed the 4th strikeout for Brock. St. Mary's in medium depth against this Husky right-handed hitter.
If he gets foot down, turns on it, that ball's going to fly.
And ground ball to short. Easily handled by Jason Oliver. Throw to first to Parker Brustevich, and the inning's over. 1-2-3 goes Catholic Central. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's a clean sheet as we go to the home half of the second from Comerica Park, home of the Tigers. We are the Prep. Thank you for watching.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Pure Barre is a full-body workout that transforms you, physically and mentally. Our musically driven group classes focus on low-impact, small movements that strengthen and tone your entire body in 50 minutes or less. Anyone is capable of taking Pure Barre, no matter your age or fitness level, and no dance experience is required.
Oh, yes. Some hats. We've got some shirts. We've got some jerseys from G-Brand. And we've got a St. Mary's batting lineup under 12th year head coach Matt Petrie, who has 3 state titles at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and looking for his 3rd in a row. Dresselhaus, Grimmer, Schubert, who you saw. Irish tied for the team lead in home runs, committed to Auburn, potential first-round pick. In the Major League Baseball draft next month, Ryan Minnie McKay at second base, committed to Michigan State. Jason Oliver, the shortstop, committed to Michigan. He's a junior. Parker Brustevich, uncommitted. He's a sophomore at first base. He also pitches. Will Boisenow is just a sophomore. He's uncommitted. And Ryan Mooney's committed to Notre Dame. He's the number 9 hitter. He's in left field. For the Orchard Lake St. Mary Eaglets, who've now won 53 straight games in a row, number 4 best in MHSAA history.
Like Irish up to the plate, quite the presence in the box. Left-handed hitter with a lot of pop in the bat. You just mentioned the potential of him being a first-round pick. Certainly on a lot of MLB teams' radars. Not often you see a catcher whose best trait is the left-handed stick. But defensively, he does it well, too, with his arm. I mean, the arm is incredible. I think it's into the mid-80s from home to second, if not better than that. So
90, I believe.
So
he's hit. Yeah.
I mean, it just gets better.
Irish is hitting .447. It's second best amongst the regulars, and he's punched out here. LaRue says nighty-night with a backwards K, and there's 1 up, 1 down for Orchard Lake St. Mary's here in the second.
If you get a replay on it, you're going to see some glove work from Cassidy that's pretty fascinating. And I wanted to find a segment to bring this up at some point during the game. Trey Cassidy is as good of a defensive catcher in the state of Michigan as a junior. And you'll watch here, he inverts the glove and just pulls it right up. And that's what we call turning the clock as a catcher. You invert the angle, catch it with the pocket, and all it is a wrist turn. To the umpire, he sees nothing. You got to think. The umpire is tracking the ball from the pitcher's hand to the glove. He doesn't have time to see the movement. So you move it quick enough, it looks like nothing happened. Is that a ball? Probably. Probably. But in the blink of an eye, it looks like Cassidy effortlessly turned that mitt, set up great, and just a tremendous reception.
No doubt. This is Ryan Minnie McKay batting .388. 5th amongst the regulars. He shoots one to right, and he provides the game's first hit with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And the Eaglets are clicking up their heels with the heart of their order coming up.
Yeah, Ryan, the base knock McKay. They call him Minnie. He's a walking base hit, and he has been since he was a kid. Known him since he was 12, and he's always been the same kid and the same player. He's only gotten more confident, and that's exactly what you want out of a guy like him. He's been such a pillar of the success St. Mary's has had over the past 2 seasons. A staple in their lineup, never wavered from it, and probably never will.
Second on the team in stolen bases. He's 11 for 11. Jason Oliver at the dish, the Michigan commit, two-way kid. Can pitch it, but he's done a fine job, and it's been a tough job replacing Alex Mooney, a potential all-ACC freshman for Duke at shortstop, and another potential first-round pick next year in the Major League Baseball draft. There goes McKay, and this one shot foul down the third base line. The starting coaching staff for Orchard Lake St. Mary's is Matt Petrie in his 12th season. He's assisted by former World Series champion and 18-game winner and all-star Dan Petrie as his pitching coach. Also on Bally Sports Detroit, of course, does a wonderful job. Also on Tiger Radio. Theo Piccarelli is the first base coach, and Aaron Wilson is the bench coach. Director of Baseball Operations is Tyler Fenzel. Student managers Nick Yakabel and A.J. McAllis. And I got to tell you, one of the most exciting moments in St. Mary's game back on Tuesday against Notre Dame Prep was watching Nick Yakabel get in at bat. Oliver skies one to center. This is easy for Hager as he makes the snatch for out number 2, and retrieving back to first is McKay.
Yeah, and CC's done a nice job here. Again, we mentioned when LaRue came out, he had success against St. Mary's. Have they found barrels? Yes. Have they put balls deep? Yes. But when you have the defense behind you that he has with CC, and we saw the catch from Hager, trusting your defense and pitching to contact, especially in a park like this, that's what's going to win you this game if you have any chance at doing it. It's mentally accepting that, hey, I'm going to get barreled today, but my defense is going to minimize what happens when those barrels occur. And so far, that's what we've seen. We'll see if it continues.
LaRue has limited St. Mary's to just one hit. This is a lineup that's pounded 46 home runs this year. And in this modern era, to hit 46 home runs at this point with this kind of bat, and we'll talk about the bats of now. There's a line shot to left field. That's a base hit. The sophomore, Parker Brustevich, a good two-way player for Matt Petrie, gets the second hit of the inning, and the Eaglets have 2 on with 2 outs.
Yeah, and, you know, Ryan McKay is a guy we mentioned as a walking base knock, and Parker Brustevich is much of the same. He's got a guy, he's a guy with natural bat-to-ball ability. He has hand coordination that's, advanced, and it always has been for him. So it's natural for him to hit the ball. As long as he holds his body and has good head control, more times than not, he's going to make solid contact. And that's really been the story of his career, is just base knocks at the plate, and a guy that coaches would love to have on their team because of it.
No doubt. This is Will Boisenau up with 2 outs. Boisenau with just his 20th plate appearance of the year. He's batting .333. He has 3 singles and 2 doubles.
Got a meeting here of the minds between Cassidy and LaRue. Again, Cassidy defensively is just, he squares up with anybody. He's as good as anyone in the state defensively. And from a leadership perspective, it's much of the same. You see him having the awareness there and the instincts to, see that LaRue missed with a pitch, and it's a pressure situation. Go out there, quickly calm him down, know your personnel, know what needs to be said, be concise. There's no reason to make the moment bigger than it is.
Boisenau swings and misses, and some emotion from LaRue as he K's Boisenau and ends the St. Mary's threat in the second. No score from Comerica. The winner advances to the title for the Catholic League on Wednesday night in Troy.
What I could tell right off the start was that they were really about the player. And I just got out of high school, so I was using BB Corps bats for the past 3 or 4 years. When y'all came to me, took my advice, trying to figure out what we wanted, what I learned in high school about bats, and what I wish I had, it's really cool to be a part of. I can't remember the last time that I hit balls that far with a BB Corps bat or as hard. Definitely the best BB Corps bat I've ever swung in my life. And I've swung plenty of BB Corps bats. The numbers can prove it too, because the numbers that I was getting on my exit velos and the distance, I really didn't get close to that in some of the other BB Corps bats. Yeah, just overall, it's been really fun. Know that you were a part of it and that a lot of kids are going to love to use it. Yeah, super excited.
Brock Porter out for his 3rd inning of duty. St. Mary's and Detroit Catholic Central from Comerica Park. He is Brandon Justice. My name is Chad Bush. Alex Westfall is your executive producer. This is Shuck, the number 8 hitter for Ryan Rogowski.
We talked a lot about the defense of Trey Cassidy, but let's not forget Ike Irish. He's tremendous behind the plate. We talk about the bat more times than anything else with Ike Irish, and then defensively talk about the arm. But he can receive, too. He can receive, he can block, he can play the game, and he knows he's great. He's a great leader and has the awareness and instincts similar to Cassidy to go out there and talk when he needs to and know his personnel.
Another strikeout for Porter. That's his 5th. He won't get a strikeout here, but he'll get a quick out with the number 9 hitter Wood. So just like that, 2 up and 2 down in the Catholic Central top of 3rd. And that'll flip the lineup up to Mr. Innick, the shortstop.
And we're moving quick again.
Yeah, we are. Moving very fast. Innick is the leading hitter on this team. This is a guy that can get it going. 386, the leader by 74 points. It's not even close. This has been their best hitter all season long. And he has 111 plate appearances now. So,
and to have a left-handed hitting shortstop at the top of your order is exactly how you draw it up. Like, that's what you want. You want a shortstop that can hit, that can run, that can field, that can throw it, and that's what they got in Innick.
6 home runs on the year for Catholic Central. We told you St. Mary's has 46. I mean, that's a big jump, and 6 is normal.
Right.
46 is not.
It is certainly not.
And it's not in this era either of the new bat. The bat's changed. What? I know you're more involved in the bat. You're in the bat snob club. So no, I'm kidding. But you know that. Tell us about the bats and what changed and when.
Yeah, 2012, they decided to make baseball less fun, and they took away the Beezer bats and put in BB Core, which essentially, I mean, I don't know the science behind it. I just remember there being too many injuries based on line drives, coming off the bats too hard, and that was really the backing behind it. And they switched from the BB Core, from the Beezer to BB Core. So the original, not original, but the bat at the time in 2012, and from 10 years prior to that, was a Beezer bat, and you had to qualify under the Beezer rules to make the bat and play with the bat, et cetera, et cetera. Changed it to BB Core in 2012, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but I remember the College World Series was kind of the guinea pig of the Beezer to BB Core change, and home runs went down like 60 to 65%.
2011 was it?
2011, 2012, somewhere in there. And what I can say from personal experience, not that I was the best baseball player of all time or anything, but my average went from like 4 whatever as a freshman on JV to my sophomore year down to like 230. Now, granted, I couldn't lift 30-pound dumbbell. However,
you had some pop.
However, that pop that was lended to me from the Beezer bats went a long way after that. So the BB Core bats, yeah, we haven't seen a team that can hit it this well with these bats, quite like Mary's.
Porter gets another strikeout, his 6th of the game. We end the 2.5 innings of play. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd from Comerica Park. This is the Catholic League semifinal. The Orchard Lake St. Mary's Impact players, many to select. Jake Dresselhaus, the leadoff man, one of them committed to Michigan State. 7 home runs from that leadoff spot, 406 average. Ike Irish, the Auburn commit, the senior, potential first-round pick. Nolan Schubert, also a Major League Baseball prospect. And Jack Crichton, committed to Michigan, the senior. This is the missing link, 448 average, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs, 2 sports stud. Jack Crichton has been out. He was injured in that Catholic Central game, actually the last time. They hope to get Jack back. next week, or at least before the season starts. You can't say enough about these impact players, but St. Mary's missing Jack Crichton right now in many, many ways. This young man is all of what St. Mary's represents themselves, or wants to represent themselves as. He's a great example of it.
Yeah, Crichton is probably the best bat-to-ball guy on this team, and there's plenty of guys to select from, and I'm sure there's guys that square up with him in that regard, like Minnie McKay and Ike Irish, who we just mentioned. But he's probably their best consistent bat-to-ball guy. He's your base hit guy. He's not going to hit a ton of balls out, but he's going to hit a lot of balls, right? And it stinks because in any other scenario, Crichton's probably not replaceable. You can't replace his production on any other team in the state. But lucky for St. Mary's, Blake Grimmer can go from first base to third base pretty seamlessly. You can fill that defensive role. And then Boisenau is able to get an opportunity. And I think Matt Petrie, knowing who he is just excited to see, okay, well, we have to deal with this injury, but we get an opportunity to see a kid like Boisenau go out there and kind of throw him into the pack of wolves as a sophomore and see if he can hang, right? Yeah. And that's a long-term thought because now Boisenau in a similar spot next year and the year after. He's already been there as a sophomore in the Catholic League Championships. So we'll see what happens there.
Ryan Mooney draws a leadoff walk. LaRue, the right-hander for Catholic Central, has been very good in this game. And he was a guy that kept Catholic Central in a tight game against St. Mary's the last time these two teams played.
And Mooney's the fastest kid that you're going to see today among any of the teams that we've watched. Ryan Mooney is the fastest one. He's at first base. My prediction is he will soon be at second.
Not running here, popped up. This is in play. This should be out number one. And, that was a Dresselhaus collision, and he collided with a first baseman, a Plegian. And now they'll talk about it, and that was a mistake, and that's good sportsmanship by those two. But this was caught. Was that Blakita that came in or the pitcher? Let's see that again.
Looked like it was the first baseman, so it was a Plegian who he ran into.
Yeah, but who caught it?
Oh, wow. We're going to need a replay for that, Mr. Bush. I was so focused on the collision just like you.
As you should be.
And there's the throw over from LaRue. Mooney is something like a 6'4 runner, 6'3 runner. I mean, the kid's quick as can be.
6'2", I think.
Probably so.
Yeah, I've heard 6'2". I don't know. He can throw out times, but I think he's even faster than that.
And the game speed's real, and everyone can run hard in a 60-yard dash, but how can you run from first to second? How can you run from second to third? And then when there's a ball in the gap, how can you run from first to home? The game speed's there for Ryan, even more so than the 60 speed. So we'll see what he does. Trey Cassidy, though, as we mentioned, he's so defensive and so good. So it's a challenge. You're seeing Titans kind of clash here with the backstop that CC has and the base runners that Mary's has.
Ryan Mooney, 5 stolen bases and has not been caught this year. He'll try again. Throw down to second, and he remains perfect.
I'll tell you what, he was beat, so it seemed. But the ball just didn't get there fast enough. So let's get a look here.
Good release.
Yeah, you catch that and he's out.
Yeah.
So that's on your shortstop, unfortunately. Trey Cassidy does what Trey Cassidy does. Made the right throw, made a great throw. And now Mary's has an opportunity to, as you like to say, break the seal.
Blake Grimmer, committed to Tennessee, is up. 9 home runs, 9 doubles on the year to lead the team, tied for the team lead. He has 7 home runs, and he's driven in 38 runs to lead the squad. First-year player, and he walks. And that will bring runners at first and second, and that will bring up the number 3 hitter, Nolan Schubert, a guy that has really clobbered the baseball this year, tied for the team lead in home runs with 9. And another guy that draws walks. He has 31 to lead the club. 200 walks on the year coming in. And strikeouts, guys that have struck out, would you guess that number's higher or lower?
200 walks. Has to be lower.
It is. 186.
I figured.
When you walk more than you're struck out, I mean, that's something. LaRue's day is done. And we'll take a timeout and tell you all about the new pitcher coming in right after this. We are the Prep. No Score from Detroit.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, And from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Ryan Rogowski has gone to his bullpen, and he has brought in the left-hander Lopez. Nick Lopez on in relief, a left-handed pitcher, and it's a left-handed dominated hitting lineup for St. Mary's. And Nolan Schubert, the batter, followed by Ike Irish, lefty-lefty. Maybe this kid's in situational. I don't have any numbers on him. I wonder if he came up from the JV.
Yeah,
Brandon.
It's clearly tactical because St. Mary's, as you said, very lefty-laden lineup. And specifically these next three guys, you're going to go from Schubert to Irish to McKay. Those are all three lefty sticks. And it's an obvious tactical thing here from Wodowski. And we'll see if it works. I mean, we've seen lefty-lefty work today. We've seen it not work. We haven't seen a specific change from the bullpen, but we've seen in the Divine Child game, two left-handed hitters come up and knock one off a lefty, Lutzke. We'll see how it plays out here for CC, who's simply trying to keep this game winnable.
Yeah.
Right? Winnable.
Schubert drives one to center. Hager has a beat on it. Tagging at second is Mooney. He'll bluff and hold. It's a long, loud out for Schubert. And the trend continues for St. Mary's. And a wind blowing in evening. CC's been able to keep him in the park.
Yeah, and that's what we mentioned during the pregame, was that this game was going to be different for Mary's because it's hard to hit a ball out here no matter who you are. I mean, you look how deep these dimensions are. It's the biggest park in the MLB, one of the biggest parks in the MLB. You're playing Michigan high school baseball. This is undoubtedly the biggest park they've played in yet this year. Of course, they have experience playing here. They go to the Catholic League Finals quite a bit. However, you got to change your game a little bit in these type of situations. Find some gaps and put some barrels on balls. Now, again, hitting is hard. Baseball is hard. It's not a click of a button. But we'll see what Mary's is made of in a game like this.
Lopez against Ike Irish, and that's up and in. St. Mary's with 2 hits in this game. Catholic Central yet to get their first hit. They have had base runners. Irish slices one to center. Hager again has a beat on it. Makes a catch. Couple steps to his left. Catholic Central Shamrock bench is fired up. They put up zeros against the top team in the country. We're back for the 4th right after this.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Detroit Catholic Central, a proud baseball history. 15-17, don't let that record fool you. Ryan Rogowski's building something in his second season. Former AA player for the Dodgers. State champions 99, 87, and 79 for Catholic Central. You'll remember Chris Sabo, Scooter, part of the world champion Cincinnati Reds, former second-round pick, also played his college baseball at Michigan, current head coach at Akron. And Anthony Fett is one of the starters. Orchard Lake St. Mary's grad, who ironically never really played at St. Mary's because they had that COVID season. He never played his final season, I should say. But anyway, Chris Sabo, a 1980 grad, proud Catholic Central graduate, and a longtime pro world champion all-star. Rich history in baseball for Detroit Catholic Central as they're rebuilding under Ryan Rogowski. Dan Michaels did a fine job before him as well, leading this team to Comerica Park. That was back in 2018 when this group was freshmen.
Time to see what Evan Hager's made of here. A big moment for CC, an inning where both teams were just trying to get something across. Hager, a guy who some believe is a sneaky draft guy next year. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Alabama commit, expected to play at Alabama as well.
Swing and a miss, down he goes. Brock with another K. He now has 7 through 3 1/3 against 2 walks. He has not given up a hit. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Aplegian.
Yeah, and Brock's pacing really well right now. He quick pitched Hager. Hager asked to step out for time, and as soon as he was back in the box, Porter was immediately back into his motion. So he's pacing well. He's keeping hitters off balance. You see CC trying to take as much time as they can because right there, they're not getting any time.
Swing and a miss, a fastball that's been running between 94 and 97 tonight. Hummed up there. Down goes Aplegian. Strikeout 7 for Brock. And with 2 outs, that'll leave things up to Brady Blakita, the second baseman.
And when you're throwing balls right down the middle and the barrels are still missing, that's powerful stuff. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. I mean, Porter put that pitch right at the belt. Aplegian was completely under it. It's just hard to pick up when it's coming in that hard. And then you talk about the off speed. The changeup's the best pitch. The slider bites so late. That's what makes him so difficult and so hard to hit. Because everyone talks about the velo, and I get it. He throws extremely hard. But when you work the secondaries as well as he does, and you pace as well as he does, it makes it all the more difficult.
There it is. The bullet with butterfly wings. Brock Porter ends it with a nasty, scummy change on the outside part. Good night. No score. Let's go to the 4th.
Begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. It's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
St. Mary's #1 again this week, according to Collegiate Baseball Newspaper in the country. Central Division, they won it. Perfect 21-0 in season. Petrie in his 12th season, National Coach of the Year a season ago. St. Mary's has won the title 5 times over, and they're looking for a three-peat this year. Alex Mooney, graduate last year, not too soon to bring him up. Michigan Player of the Year as a sophomore. Duke, the last 16 games, he's on fire, batting 400 plus, running things in the ACC. I mean, he's eligible for the draft next year. I mean, St. Mary's could have back-to-back first-round picks potentially. Something very impressive for a team of the North, and this whole state and this whole area getting better at baseball. It's not just St. Mary's. It's brought the level of competition by a lot of teams. I mean, this Catholic Central team would have won the Catholic League 15 out of 20 years with this club, right? I mean, it's just the depth of this Central Division right now. It's tough to win games.
Yeah, the depth of the division. It's also the depth of the state as a whole. I mean, there's just so much talent throughout, from public to private and everything in between. It's just one of those eras where we're witnessing a golden era of Michigan high school baseball, in my opinion. And,
that's right.
We really believe that. And so here's what's going on with our lefty Lopez here, having some trouble finding a secondary. So you're going to see these hitters kind of sit in the straight fastball until he's able to find that consistently, and that's dangerous because when St. Mary's is able to hit guest pitch effectively, it's not going to be good. So we'll see what ends up happening, but if Lopez has to find control of that secondary pitch.
Ryan McKay singled. He has one of the 2 St. Mary's hits, one of the 2 hits in this game, period. And he drives one to left. This one's deep, going back and making the catch on the run in left field was Crampton. Crampton strides it out and snatches it, and it's out #1, a loud one at that, in the bottom of the 4th.
This dugout is looking at each other like something's got to give, right? Like something's got to fall. You've put so many loud barrels on it, and this is a perfect piece of hitting for McKay. Just takes an outside pitch and goes with it and puts it as deep as you could possibly put it without it going out nearly. But again, CC is playing deep. They're allowing these barrels to occur because they know that 9 times out of 10, putting the ball out at Comerica is real difficult to do. And they're letting this thing happen.
This one is ripped down the corner. This is going to be extra bases. The 3rd hit of the game. Jason Oliver, the guy they call Jolly, is on second with a 1-out double. And the Michigan commit has the Eaglets threatening to scratch the surface first here in Detroit.
Yeah, and something's got to give, right? It sure gave right there. It pulls this ball. See where it's located. Right down the middle. Pulls it down the left field line. And that's what you got to do in Comerica. Lifting balls up high it's tough to do. The line drives over the head of the third baseman for doubles. That's how you're going to win this game. And it looks like CC is going to go to its pen again, and that's going to be their game. A lot of changes.
So a pitching change is underway. We want to keep it right here and tell you all about 2SP as Lopez exits. 2SP Sports Performance, one of our proud sponsors, and we thank them for all their sponsorship all season long. Joe Neal and the fine folks, located in Farmington Hills, Madison Heights, Shelby Township, Waterford. 10% off, and you mentioned the prep. Contact us at 2spsports.com, 248-397-8945. Get the training you deserve. Catholic Central's gone to their bullpen. The game is still scoreless. We're in the bottom of the 4th. There's 1 out, but St. Mary's is threatening. And the new pitcher into the contest is number 22, and the last name is Langen. This is number 22, Langen, now into pitch. He is a right-handed pitcher. And Langen, Trey Langen, number 22, into the game now. And he replaces Lopez, who has been lifted here in the 4th.
Yeah, clear. Again, the strategy isn't a mystery. They are going to allow a pitcher to settle in against a group of batters, and as soon as there's any indication that he's in trouble, they're making a switch. And they're typically making it to the handedness that's in a row. And you're seeing a stack of righties here. They're going to go from Bruskevich to Boisenau to Mooney and to Dresselhaus. That's 4 straight righties for St. Mary's. The prior change, they brought in a lefty because there was 4 straight lefties. So now they're going to go to the righty for the next 4 righties. It's not a secret, but it just might work.
That's right. You look at St. Mary's, we told you they're 46 home runs this year. State record is 76. That was done by Whitehall in the late 90s. Nate McLouth and company. Ike Irish with 9. Schubert with 9 now. That's one behind. Jake Dresselhaus with 7. Blake Grimmer with 7. 46 home runs for St. Mary's, and they just keep coming. And this is a guy here that has yet to reach the seats, but Parker Brustevich is a guy that they like in a spot like this. He has one of the 3 hits today, and he'll be the first guy to challenge Trey Langen, the right-hander, who's pitching in his 13th inning of duty. And on the year, he has 2 saves to his credit, an ERA of 7. He's given up 12 earned runs, 15 strikeouts against 11 walks. So accuracy, a thing to note. Righty against the righty here.
And Bruskevich is the guy you want up here. Bat to ball. He's a contact-first guy. He's looking for gaps. He's not looking for walls. And in a park like this with so much room to work, all you got to do is put one over the head of an infielder. And I think Oliver, Jolly as we call him, with the speed he has, can score.
Runner on second, 1 out. Scoreless game, bottom of the 4th. St. Mary's has been stymied offensively by Catholic Central the last 16 innings. St. Mary's has had a 3-0 lead. If you were to tell Catholic Central, well, for 16 straight innings, it'll be 3-0 St. Mary's, you'll be in this game. I mean, that's encouraging.
It's a lot better than what most teams can say. It's probably better than what any team could say. And you see this team enough, you start to figure them out. This St. Mary's team, you could play them 100 times. They're still going to find a way to put some runs up, in my opinion. So, but CC, through these 4 games this year, through the 4 games or 6 games, however many they played last year, they're starting to understand what these hitters are doing and what their tendencies are. And they're really going all out with strategy here. And you know, Coach Rollo is like, hey, if we're going to lose this game, we're going to do it by doing everything we possibly can to win it.
Full count pitch, 1 out. Oliver edges off, and we'll do it again. So a nice battle here between Brustevich and Langen. Brustevich, a sophomore, was really the only Eaglet a year ago as a freshman to get time on this club. Brustevich last year at the plate had 32 plate appearances and batted .300 as a 15-year-old freshman.
And Brustevich his best years are yet to come. You look at the frame. He's big, he's long, and he's got a room left to grow.
He gets plunked on the left shoulder and sprints down to first. And the two-way sophomore uncommitted star is going to run this thing down the right field line. Meanwhile, Catholic Central is going to get some activity in their bullpen. And Catholic Central is going to have a word of the minds at the mound. And Matt Petrie's going to spend some time with Will Boisenow, the sophomore, and what here is going to be discussed on both sides.
Well, Boisenow is a young kid, as we mentioned. He's a sophomore, not a regular starter for St. Mary's. He's in byproduct of Jack Crichton not being in today, and it's a big moment for him. It's a 0-0 game. It's 1 out, and Matt Petrie's probably talking to him like, hey, this is like any other first and second 1-out moment you've had. Just because we're in Comerica, just because we're playing CC, just because it's a playoff game doesn't change anything. Treat it just the same.
Right on. I like it. Boisenow looks at one just inside. A little tight zone right now. Will Boisenow, the right-handed hitter. No score, bottom of the 4th. These two Central Division rivals. St. Mary's finished first. Catholic Central finished 4th. Out of 6 teams in the regular season. Strike on the outside corner. Ump was going to let both on the black go without calling a strike.
Again, we're in one of these tight counts where we're a pitch away from it going one side or the other, whether it be Mary's or CC. Someone's going to have a break open here at some point, right?
Fine stop by the catcher Cassidy. Heading to third is Oliver, and to second, Brustevich. So, second and third now on the advancement on the wild pitch from Langen.
Yeah, what we have here is a great stop from Cassidy, but there's just nothing you can do about this if you're the catcher. He did everything he could. Keeps the ball in front of him on a wild pitch, makes the throw over. Maybe you get a better throw, but even if that throw is right on, Oliver's in there. Just an advancement on a wild pitch.
The full count pitch is fouled back to Ryan Mooney. Makes a nice one-handed snag. Ryan is playing football next year. And this is something new at St. Mary's. He's one of the top athletes. And this kid can catch the ball and run. I heard he's the fastest eaglet on the field.
And I don't think I don't think you're wrong on that fact. And he did predict to me that he would catch 10 to 12 touchdowns. So we'll see.
He's confident too.
Oh, he has no shortage of that.
And
never has.
He can catch and run, and you know he can throw. So bases are loaded. There's no runs in yet. There's no hits for Catholic Central. There's 3 hits for St. Mary's. There's no errors either side. There's 1 out, and Ryan Mooney comes up with the bases jacked. And he looks at one on the inside corner, just a little too snug. He's ahead of the count.
This is a 4-1 situation. You got a better chance getting the guy out at home than you do getting Mooney out at first. Mooney's faster, and you want to get the out at home for obvious reasons. You don't want the run to score. But trading the run for an out is difficult. Trading an out for a run in this situation is probably more difficult than getting the out just because of the speed Mooney has. Now, if it's a hard line drive to second base because CC's still playing double play depth, then sure, go to first. But a hard shot to third, and you're more inclined to go home here than go to first.
Ryan Mooney is 1 ball away from gathering his 16th RBI of the year. Bases loaded. Oliver at third. Rustevich at second. Boysenau at first. And it's a strike called right down Woodward.
We're about to see what both these guys are made of here in this moment. 3-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Chance to break the game open. Chance to hold it at still. See who comes out on top here.
Langen deals. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. Mooney's down. There's 2 outs. Langen with a big K. And that'll flip the lineup to the top for Dresselhaus.
And who else but Jake Dresselhaus to come up and make something happen here. He had some loud contact in the first inning. Didn't get anything out of it. Here's the pitch. What a battle back here from Langen. Elevates the fastball, and the front shoulder of Mooney leaks early there, and he's really only got 1 eye on the swing, and that's what happens when you throw an elevated fastball. That's how you draw it up.
That's right. There's a shot to short. Picked up, and no play. And worse off, a throw into the bullpen. And now 2 runs are going to score. 1 run was going to score anyway. 2 runs will score on the error. And the third will score on another error. 2 errors on the play. 3 runs are in. 4 runs are in now. 4-0 St. Mary's here in the wild 4th on a Little League home run. Wow.
Well, we were just going on about how clean baseball we've had played today. It was a fantastic play by the shortstop. Heineck, I apologize, and makes this diving play here, and he's trying to play a little bit of hero ball. He's trying to make a play that's long over with from his knee. There's no reason. You just got to eat that ball. We've said this today, minimize, 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 minimize. That is not minimizing. That is doing the most. To walk out of this inning 1-0 would have been fine, but at 4-0 with Brock Porter on the mound, that seems like a moment that CC's going to look back on like, why did we do that?
You can't give this team runs, and they just gave them 3. St. Mary's earned 1, and they were given 3 on 2 errors, and it'll be 1 earned run. It's 4-0 St. Mary's here in the 4th.
And it's hard to tell a player to stay within himself because you really don't want him to lack confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But in certain spots like that, you're not going to make that play. You got to eat that ball. Take it for what it is, have a 1-0 deficit with bases loaded and 2 outs, and trust your pitcher and your defense to get the out. And I know it's hard to think about those things in the moment. You're trying to make a play that, keeps your team in the game and keeps it 0-0. I get it. But at that point in time, you got to have the instincts to know, swallow your pride, eat that ball up, and keep this game at 1-0.
Dresselhaus with his 36th RBI. There are no other RBIs on the play. Dresselhaus second on the club in RBIs behind Grimmer. Pitches outside the zone. They want nothing to do with the Tennessee commit Blake Grimmer, one of the top players in the class of 2023, right behind Jaron Purify. And Catholic Central does have some activity in the bullpen. Pat the stat tells us Miles Sorn is getting loose. And Miles Sorn is perhaps going to get the call here from Rogo. And he will. So to the bullpen they go. To a timeout we go. 4-0 St. Mary's. 2 outs and a man on and more to come. We're back to downtown Detroit right after these.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Take a look at the CHSL Central Division final standings. St. Mary's 20-0. Brother Rice 13-7. Liggett 11-9. Finished third. Catholic Central 7-13. De La Salle 6-14 fifth. And UAD rounds out the top 6. And the only 6 in the Central Division. St. Mary's ran through the league now back-to-back years without a loss. They are 75 1-0 their last 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons.
And this is your gauntlet division. You got to pick game every day in that division, and it's never easy.
There goes the runner down to second, not in time. Another stolen base for St. Mary's. That's Blake Grimmer with the SB.
Again, Trey Cassidy. He's good, but elevates this ball a little bit too much. The exchange is quick. The release is good. Just a little too high up. Right on the money if he just lowers it a bit.
Schubert pops it up. Hager over. Now gives way to the left fielder, Crampton, who makes the catch in left center. And that's all. But St. Mary's goes for 4 runs. 3 of them via the errors. Nonetheless, 4-0 St. Mary's, top of the 5th. It's the semifinals from downtown Detroit. Thanks for watching on the Prep.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Well, the St. Mary's pitching's been pretty solid this year, 1.14 ERA. Brock Porter looking for his 6th win, but a lot of contributors there, Brandon, to look at, and a lot of depth in the pitching. The arms and the offense gets a lot of height, but boy, the starters and the relievers complement each other quite well on the staff.
Yeah, if you thought there was depth in the batting lineup, there's maybe not as much depth, but still depth to be had in all phases in the bullpen and in the starting lineup as well on the rotation for St. Mary's. Paul Tavalian is another one to look out for. He's a freshman, and a stud freshman at that, and I think he's one that's going to develop quite a bit through this program.
55 pitches now for Brock Porter as he works here in the 5th. It's a 4-0 St. Mary's lead. They're looking to get to the Catholic League the Catholic League Cardinal Division champion. There's a foul back. And to our left, I was hoping to get a ball up here. At least get challenged. A couple of former catchers up here fighting. Pat the Stat played shortstop in the Mount Pleasant Little League back in the 70s sometime. There's a walk. So it'd be quite the fight up here. I think you'd win.
I don't know.
You're cat quick and you're a young lad.
One of those things is true.
Somebody's money's on Bradley, though. And he's been quiet all night, but Bradley, I think, could come in and steal the show from anybody. He's got long arms. So.
Yeah, I don't have long arms. I'm built like a.
You've got leverage, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of built like a dinosaur.
Well,
short body, short torso, short arms.
Okay, there's benefits to that.
Big head. That's about it. Big head, short arms.
Oh, the Lord's blessed you. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Brock Porter, his 10th strikeout now through 4 1/3 innings. Runner on first, though. Still a no-hitter intact for Porter. St. Mary's has thrown 7 no-hitters this year. Some have been combined. Some have been game-shortened mercies. But all in all, it's 7 no-hitters.
And that's something else. I mean, that sounds as crazy as it is to throw 7 no-hitters in a season. And I know that St. Mary's has a plethora of accomplishments, state title and #1 in the country throughout the year by College Baseball Newspaper.
Popped him up. This is Shuck, and he'll pop out to Oliver at short. That's the 2nd out of the inning. There's a man on first via a walk. And that'll leave things up to Wood, the 9-hitter.
Yeah, and it's go time for CC. I mean, you just said it last inning. You can't spot a team, any team, 3 runs, and you certainly can't spot Mary's 3 runs. How about they call him Jolly, and here's why. Here's a smile. Just missed it.
He's always ready for it.
But he's always ready for it. He's always ready for it.
Yep, good kid. Talked to his father before the game. St. Mary's defense has been outstanding this year. The offense and the pitching gets a lot of run. But the leather has been flashed at times as well. Porter with another punch out, his 11th of the game. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. St. Mary's up by 4. This is the semifinal.
What I could tell right off the start was that they were really about the player. And I just got out of high school, so I was using BB Corps bats for the past 3 or 4 years. When y'all came to me, took my advice, trying to figure out what we wanted, what I learned in high school about bats, and what I wish I had, it's really cool to be a part of. I can't remember the last time that I hit balls that far with a BB Corps bat or as hard. Definitely the best BB Corps bat I've ever swung in my life. And I've swung plenty of BB Corps bats. The numbers can prove it too, because the numbers that I was getting on my exit velos and the distance, I really didn't get close to that in some of the other BB Corps bats. Yeah, just overall, it's been really fun. Know that you were a part of it and that a lot of kids are going to love to use it. Yeah, super excited.
St. Mary's 31-0, number 1 in the country in our national poll. Poll courtesy of Collegiate Baseball Newspaper. Stoneman Douglas second. Orange Lutheran out of California third. Summerall out of Mississippi fourth. Providence in North Carolina rounds out the top 5. And you see Bishop Gorman 8, Tompkins 10th. The national top 10, St. Mary's still number 1 and trying to win their second straight state title and second straight national title.
And there's only one other team with a 0 next to the win column there besides Mary's. That's Providence out of North Carolina. But this team's been exactly what we drew it up to be and then some. They've surprised us with how good they've been consistently. I mean, I get it. They're the most talented team in the state, but it's sports, man, and you're eventually gonna lose, you think, right? But it just hasn't happened yet for St. Mary's, and it might not happen.
It happened last year once. 40, you play 46 games. 43-1 is what St. Mary's was last year, and they lost to Saline in the middle of the year. But since then, it's been 53 straight wins for St. Mary's since that April day against Saline, when that left-hander just mastered the Eaglets. It can happen any day. It can happen to anybody, any team, number 1 in the country, whatever.
Yep. And
you're right.
Liam Yelsma was the left-hander from Saline that day.
Good call. You had him on your show, didn't you?
We sure did. Here's the good part. It was Brian at the time was still coaching St. Mary's. So
right.
Shout out to him to having no issue at all.
Out to Sack. Is he still driving across the heart of America?
Sure is, and he always is, seemingly.
Thanks for watching.
If he's not on the road, he's in Cleveland. Fantastic gentleman. And
well, he's probably taking in that Tigers-Guardians matchup tonight.
Yes, right. Battle of the Titans, as they say. 2 of the MLB's absolute worst. But the future looks good around here, and it's encouraging. Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green when he gets healthy. Obviously the pitching staff, Casey Mize, Matt Manning, Tariq Skubal.
That's right. The future's bright. This has popped up. This is Ryan Minnie McKay, who has a hit in this game and continues to hit. 29 singles on the year to lead the club. McKay has also stolen 12 bases on the season. Runner at first is Irish. Minnie squares to bunt and fouls it back. He'll get another.
Unselfish. He's just, you're in a 4-0 game. It's not like you have to bunt here. It's not like a requirement, I don't think. Maybe it's the call.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't shock me if that's his own call. He just understands that this game's all about moving runners, and he's got the speed. Now, mind you, Ryan McKay was a 7'1", 7'2" runner as a freshman. Here he is his junior year, a sub-6 runner, like right around the 6'7" to 6'8" range runner. Yeah. I mean, that's a transformation unlike any. I mean, he was like legitimately a 7'5" runner as a freshman.
They're
completely changed his physical presence.
Yeah.
In doing so, changed his game. As a result, now he's a Michigan State baseball commit, and he's going to go there and play probably early.
Yeah. There's a swing and a drive to right field, not deep enough. Baseball circled and caught by Wood and right. That's the first out of the inning. Back to first goes like Irish. And up to the plate comes the number 6 hitter, Jason Oliver.
And here we are again, thinking about that play that the shortstop made an inning ago and spotting the 3 runs, because without it, it's 1-0 with 1 out and a guy on first, and you're getting towards the bottom of the order. I mean, Oliver, was the one who started that rally last inning, so it's not like it's getting any easier. But still, you'd feel a lot better in that situation. So you can't dwell on the past. You got to move forward, accept it for what it is. Minimize. Still 2 at-bats left for CC. You can overcome a 4-run deficit by cutting it in half. Don't know if you can do it off Porter, but.
There's a shot down the left field line off the net. Yeah, Porter's been fabulous in this game. This is Ben Asmussen that's in, number 19, right-handed pitcher. And he's in a battle with Jason Oliver. There is a pinch runner in the contest, and that is Chubbs Ruckhaber. Jake Chubbs Ruckhaber, a senior and a pinch runner, also plays football. Oliver with an open stance. The 0-1 from Asmussen, and it's driven deep to right center field. Hager has a beat on it, going back, and he makes the catch in the gap. Having to come all the way back is Chubbs, and he will beat the throw and the ball back to first. But what another fine play by Hager in center field. Boy, this outfield can cover a lot of ground, led by Hager, but he's not the only one out there.
Yeah, and that's the approach that CC took to this game was, hey, we're going to let them hit it, and we're going to play defense. We can trust our outfielders to cover ground here in Comerica, especially Evan Hager, who's made not one but 2 great plays. And that might not look flashy. It might not get a web gem. It might not end up on SportsCenter top 10, but covering that ground and getting the jump he got it's incredible, and you don't see it too often in Michigan high school baseball. I mean, that ball was poked.
Yep. Kids get excited, too, in
Right.
big stadiums and big moments, and, I mean, there's been a lot of smooth play out there. CC with 2 errors, but it was really on, you want to say non-forced errors, just kind of plays on one play. So, I mean, yeah, you call it 2 errors, but, man, just one of those plays that you hate to see in a tight baseball game.
Well, look, at the end of the day, if you can't score, you can't win, right?
Sure.
So if and when this game ends, and if and when Mary's is victors, and it's a blank to 0, whatever it may be, I guess you can't hang your head too much on that one play, but it would stink to lose this game by 1 run and think about that play.
Yeah.
But all you can do as a coach and as all you can do to tell your players is to just move on, to not dwell, to not let that play detriment the rest of this game, to not let the slippery slope down. Find a way to respond, recover, and advance, and find a way to ascend in this game. We'll see if they can. Again, it's tough. You're playing you're hitting against Brock Porter. He's going to be throwing against professionals in a couple of years, and you're going to go down and say that you got to hit against them in Comerica.
Brustevich awaits the pitch. Fouled back. Off and running was Chubbs. Of course, full count, 2 outs. Why wouldn't he? Brock Porter all the way. 11 strikeouts against 3 walks. It is a no-hitter thus far through 5 innings. Catholic Central has gone to their pen 4 times. Started with LaRue, and now the 4th pitcher in the game is Asmussen.
We'll see what CC does here again. We preach minimizing in this kind of moment as a coach. And with 4-0 ball game, there's 2 outs in the game. A ground ball, pop fly, whatever it may be. Just find a way to get out of it. Give your team the best chance they can get to win. And at this point, doing that is keeping the score at 4-0. Is it unfortunate to be down 4-0 in this stage? Yeah, absolutely. But it is what it is. All you can do is minimize and give your offense, as a pitcher, give your offense a chance to cut this lead in half before their last at-bats come in the 7th.
Brustevich has one of the 4 St. Mary's hits today. Dresselhaus has one to go along with the only RBI of the game. The pitch is too tall. Brustevich draws the walk. It's the 6th walk drawn today by St. Mary's. And Ryan Rogowski's coming out, and he wants to make another move. We're going to make a move as well. G-Brand, USA, the jerseys are in. We'll take a timeout and come back, and our staff model, Kyle Buchanan, will show off these new jerseys that Brian Metallic and the great folks at G-Brand have provided for us. Having fun at Comerica Park. Game 4, almost halfway through. 4-0 St. Mary's. We're back after this.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so the interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given for them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
There they are, the new Prep jerseys. Kyle Buchanan, oh, Muscle Beach that way, the Prep. Buchanan, deuce. I like that, that's my number. I'm 22, he is half of me. Kyle Buchanan does it all for us. Ace camera operator, yep, proud made in the USA. Brian Metallic doing some great things. Thanks to Lundy for the camera work. Kyle usually on the other side of that, but he's modeling today. And with that kind of flow, we just had to get him out there. Look at the flow of Crichton. Get in on that. Jack Crichton right there, number 5. Kieran Kahi. I mean, there's some flow there now. Crichton about to get activated next week. It's good to see his grandparents up from Willard, Missouri a couple of weeks back. Great people, the Crichtons, and always good to see them in the house. All right, then.
Well, Boys now comes up here with another opportunity. He came up first and second last time, found his way to first base, got the bases loaded, and we all know what happened after that.
There goes the ball. That's a pass ball, wild pitch. I don't know. I don't score those things, but there's 2 balls now. There's 2 outs, and there's 2 runners in scoring position. 4-0 St. Mary's. They're looking to get their first run here in the 5th, but it would take a 2-out RBI by the sophomore Will Boisenow.
You talk about defining moments in a game, and this is certainly one of them. A base hit here, you could probably call this one in your head over with.
Ground ball, left side, diving play, throw to first, and he got him. How about it? Shuck hawks it down, getting dirty, and making a clean play across the diamond. Let's go out on this.
Full extension, makes the play. Look how calm he was, too. Sets the feet, makes the throw. Beautiful.
So, the Eaglets cannot score in the 5th. Let's go to the 6th inning in this Catholic League semifinal here on the Prep.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Oh, what a sight in downtown Detroit. If you're down in the city on this beautiful Friday night and this late spring evening, it's a good time to be alive. Swing on by. Pat's buying. Drinks are on him. Brock Porter out for his 6th inning of duty. 4-0 St. Mary's. Yeah, a no-hitter. And Porter will try to continue that here in the 6th. His line is impressive. He's been a part of 4 of the 7 no-hitters St. Mary's has thrown this year. St. Mary's has no-hit UAD 4 times this season, all 4 times they've played. Sorry, Lundy. Pitch is just taken low. We'll get another look at that.
Porter settled in here, even in this count.
Innick, the batter, and he draws a walk. And this is another walk drawn. This is the 4th walk drawn against Porter. They've struck out 11 times against him. But the leadoff walk.
Innick has at least 2 of those walks, too. He might have had 3, but I know he let off with a walk to start the game. Walks there. And he's putting so he's got 2. He's putting CC in a position here to get base runners, which has been hard to come by, like it always is against Porter.
It is. This is the number 2 hitter, Cassidy, the commit to Ohio University, the southernmost tip of Ohio, almost to West Virginia. Beautiful part of this country, the Hocking Hills. Strike called.
Big shout out to my grandma at home, West Virginia native.
Oh, right on.
Wayne, West Virginia. Nowhere, USA.
I bet she's a great cook.
Oh, fantastic. Makes the best mashed potatoes on earth. I stand by that.
Did we talk about this?
I think we did.
Okay.
It was right after
I feel
Easter.
like we're on our second date.
Yeah, well, it's going good. It's lasted long. We've been here.
Your grandma makes the best mashed potatoes.
You already mentioned that last time. Did you forget who I was?
It's worth repeating.
I must have confused you with the other play-by-play guy.
No, right.
I do broadcasting with.
Yeah, no, man. Don't you go cheating on me. That pitch is called strike 2. Out on strikes, excessive window shopping Cassidy. There's 2 outs now in the Catholic Central 6th inning.
Yeah, and Cassidy didn't like that at all.
1 out now.
He let the umpire know he didn't like it. A little hand motion there showing him where it was. Signal it was at his neck. Not sure if it actually was.
Throw back to first. Parker Brustevich was at the St. Mary's girls soccer semifinal the other day, supporting the girls club led by Keith Jeffrey. Strike on the outside corner. That's that changeup. It's a plus pro changeup. The fastball's hot for Porter, but the plus pitch number 2 and maybe 1A, maybe 1B is the changeup.
And it's a 70 on the scale.
That is a strike. That's the slider. Out on strikes. Back-to-back backwards Ks. That's Hager, the Alabama commit.
And you're going to see a little – we can run that back one time. You're going to see something a little funny here. Hager stays in the box. Well, first off, he comes with a changeup on the outside and then ramps it up for a fastball on the outside. And then you're going to see Ike Irish give him a little, see you later, bud. And why? Because Auburn and Alabama are bitter rivals.
That's right.
And that's where Ike's going, and Bama's where Hager's going. So from CC to Mary's to Auburn to Bama, those two are going to get to know each other. And that's 3 strikeouts for Hager today. And Irish was letting him know.
That's a good call.
And, hey, you shouldn't talk to the other team, whatever. Have some fun, I guess. You know, it's all in good fun. These teams have played each other enough by now. It's not going to get physical. It's just a little sandlot banter. Nothing wrong with it. I think, you know.
That's right.
Someone's yelling for Ike Irish to get off their lawn, though, I'm sure. How about this? You can only say something about Ike Irish if you can steal on him. That's a new rule.
Yeah. He's got over 120 innings this year, and I think he's got 4 guys that have stolen on him, and that is a hit on the foot, and that is not going to tickle. That's a plebeian who gets plunked. The no-hitter's intact here in the 6th. There's 2 outs, but Matt Petrie's going to come out to try to settle Brock down. Little shoe polish on that thing.
Yeah, that hurt me.
Ooh, and look at that throw. There's some, I mean, you know, you might call a, yeah. I mean, I understand the frustration. I don't think Brock Porter's trying to hit him, but I understand the frustration of getting hit by a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on your toe.
Yeah, I don't think that's a reaction of, like, why are you hitting me? I think that's just, ow, this really hurts. I just took a pro fastball to the toe.
Yeah. Yep, no doubt. I agree.
So
it didn't deserve a technical foul, no. I don't believe. There is a substitution. Into the game comes Noah Mio, M-I-O, into the game, number 33. He will courtesy run for number 15, Connor Aplegian, who's been plunked on the right extremity.
We'll see what Lakita's made of here. He's a guy we were told to look out for all year, and he's done good so far this season, but a key part of the CC lineup. And he's in a big spot here. Top of the 6th, only 2 at-bats left for CC and 2 outs. You got to get something across here.
Lakita drives one shallow right center. McKay will make the catch in routine shallow right. That ends the inning. No hitter intact. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Catholic Central strands a couple. 4-0 St. Mary's in the semifinal of the Catholic League from Comerica Park. We are the Prep. Long Ball Live is our baseball segment and season. And you can follow us on social media, The Prep on Facebook, The Prep 3 on Instagram. Get us on Twitter, The Prep 3, The Prep Sports on YouTube. Subscribe to us if you would. Contact us today if you want to become a part of our team or you want to be a sponsor. We've had some great sponsorships, including all of our great folks wearing the G Brand USA jerseys. You can find us at info@theprepsports.com. My name is Chad Bush, Brandon Justice on color commentary, Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Detroit Catholic Central will come out here in the bottom of the 6th and try to throw up another 0. They've thrown all zeros tonight except that 4th inning when those 4 runs scored and just one of the 4 were earned. There were 2 errors on a throwing error by the outfielder and an infielder. St. Mary's would score 4 runs in the inning, and here we are, 4-0, all just one half of a frame, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, look, they had the bases loaded, and St. Mary's had the bases loaded. So even if they eat that ball and cover it at shortstop, and that inning is 1-0 with only 1 out, there's still a chance that St. Mary's blows that game open with a hit in the next batter. So sure, we can live with that potential, right?
Yep.
But at the end of the day, that play has detrimented this game. But at the end of the day, you can't score, or you can't win if you don't score. So
That's right.
CC needs to muster some runs across in their last at-bats. We all know they're going to do their absolute best, but with no hits so far today, with not a lot of pop in the bat since the first inning when they had a couple nice barrels that were caught, it's hard to find a lot of encouragement. But as the coaching staff at CC and these players will come together and give it their all here in the final stages. But before we get there, St. Mary's has a chance to add some endurance.
Ryan Mooney is up. Miles Sorn strikes him out. And there's quickly 1 out in the bottom of the 6th for Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Yeah, and Ryan Mooney didn't like that call at all, shaking his head all the way back. And can't blame him. I mean, it was a ball, but Trey Cassidy does a great job of receiving it. We already mentioned how good of a receiver he is. Ohio was one of the revolutionary catching schools in the country here, and there it is. I mean, look, it's a snap of a finger for these umpires to see what's happening. And when Trey Cassidy's wrists are as strong and as quick as that is that you just saw, and that's a difference maker.
Yeah.
He turned balls to strikes. He turned outs. He makes outs. How things work. That's why you got to have a good catcher, man. I mean, people love catchers with good arms. They love catchers who can block, and those two things are integral. But receiving is such a difference maker in the game's outcome.
Still the fastest way to the major leagues is a catcher, is it not?
Oh, absolutely. Just because there's so few and far in between, and finding a good one is so difficult, and especially finding one that can hit. And that's why Trey Cassidy might be a guy to watch. A big old bless you to the play-by-play.
There's a pop-up to right. Dresselhaus will get this thing caught by the right fielder. The right fielder is Wood. And Dresselhaus will grab some wood. He is the lone fella who has an RBI in this game, though.
Yeah,
he's had a fabulous year. Great pitch by him. Sorn gets him out.
Under the barrel. Just missed it. Number 4, Jake Dresselhaus. And here we go to Grimmer, who's probably one of the better hitters in the state.
Drives one to center. Hager, who's been a busy boy today, headed to Bama, circles the baseball, makes the catch. And St. Mary's offensive days are likely numbered here in downtown Detroit on this beautiful Friday evening from Comerica Park, the Catholic League Bishop Division semifinal. We are the Prep.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. G Brand USA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Here comes Brock Porter, who's dealt no runs, no hits. So far, his team has 4 runs and 4 hits on the board. St. Mary's 4-0, top of the 7th. The Eaglets going for their 8th no-hitter of the year. And Porter tries his first full 7-inning no-hitter on the season. And here he is, and he will face the left-handed hitting Crampton. So it'll be the bottom part of the order. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Ryan Rogowski and the Detroit Catholic Central Shamrocks.
And it's similar to all the games we've talked about today, all the games we've covered, where the winning team has not allowed many runs and the hitting team hasn't scored any. And
this would be the 3rd game out of 4 that has a shutout.
Right, and Liggett was shut out until I think it was the final inning, or maybe it was the 6th inning. So.
Swing and a miss, down on strikes. Strikeout number 14 for Porter, who has yet to give up a hit or run. St. Mary's 4-0 leaders with 1 out now in the 7th, and trying to win their 54th straight game. Dates all the way back to last April.
And they're 2 outs away from setting up a rematch from last year's CHSL final between Brother Rice and St. Mary's, and that was such a good one.
Sure was. So now this is a pinch hitter. This is number 27, Torek, into the game, and he swings and misses and goes down. Ryan Torek is out on strikes. CC's down to their final out. Brock Porter 1 out away from the team's 8th no-hitter of the year and Porter's 5th.
And we're 1 out away from some history for Brock Porter. Probably not the last time he's going to have a real good game on the mound in Major League Park.
15 strikeouts, 4 walks for the future first-round pick, and yet to give up a hit, and looking to put a cherry on the top of this performance no matter what happens. And you're right. This is probably not the last time he's going to be in a Major League Park.
He's winding up and dealing now. He knows he's a strike away, and very much to lose for him right now with nobody on and no hits allowed. He's going to fire this one up. Maybe he'll fool around, throw a changeup. Who knows? He's having fun.
Aiden Shuck, the batter. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. St. Mary's wins 4-0 to get to the final in the championship on Wednesday at Warrior Complex. Brother Rice and St. Mary's will meet for the 5th time. St. Mary's beats Catholic Central for the 5th time. And the Eaglets throw their 8th no-hitter of the year behind Brock Porter, who throws for his 16 strikeouts in this game.
Yeah, and Brock was exactly as advertised. He's Brock Porter, man, and we saw that firsthand today. And I just said it there right before the last pitch. I said maybe he'll throw the changeup and have some fun. Exactly what he did. And to have that sort of feel for a pitch like that, a changeup is it's the biggest high-risk, high-reward pitch. You can either completely miss a barrel or you can find one that's going to put a ball as far as they want to. And he's so confident, so much feel in that pitch to end the game with it, to end the no-hitter with it against a guy that the fastball was overpowering. I mean, he's just having fun, man, and that's exactly what he did.
St. Mary's goes to 32-0 on the year. And Catholic Central falls to 15-18 on the season. Both teams with a bright future ahead of them in the MHSA playoffs in Division I. And a battle indeed here tonight. What a great quad of games we had. So thankful you joined us. Post-game coverage continues from Comerica Park right after this.
What I could tell right off the start was that they were really about the player. And I just got out of high school, so I was using BB Corps bats for the past 3 or 4 years. When y'all came to me, took my advice, trying to figure out what we wanted, what I learned in high school about bats, and what I wish I had. It's like really cool to be a part of. I can't remember the last time that I hit balls that far with a BB4 bat or as hard. Definitely the best BB4 bat I've ever swung in my life. And I've swung plenty of BB4 bats. The numbers can prove it too, because the numbers that I was getting on my exit velos and the distance, I really didn't get close to that in some of the other BB4 bats. Yeah, just overall, it's been really fun. Know that you were a part of it and that a lot of kids are going to love to use it. Yeah, super excited.
Good day, good night for baseball here at Comerica Park. Semifinals. Beautiful downtown Detroit. My name is Chad Bush. Brandon Justice with you as well on color commentary. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. It's been a great day. It started all the way back at noon with Royal Oak Shrine and Lutheran North going at it. Lutheran North 3-0 winners. Game 2, Dearborn Divine Child, a 3-0 winner over Cardinal Mooney. Game 3, a familiar one with the central opponents. It was Brother Rice knocking off Liggett 5-1, and St. Mary's with a 4-0 win, a shutout against Detroit Catholic Central. Their 5th win against CC this year, and their 54th straight win dating back to last year. They're now 32-0 on the season as 12th-year head coach Matt Petrie is getting talked to by some media, and everybody wants a piece of Peaches, baby Peaches.
And what's funny is Brad Galley, brother of Coach Galley from Brother Rice, and Brother Rice grad himself.
Kyle Galley, yep.
Is the one interviewing him.
Kyle Galley, the assistant for Bob Riker, fine assistant, teacher. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Brock Porter with 16 Ks through it all. No hits, no runs. Part of the 8th no-hitter for St. Mary's this year. He was filthy, 16 strikeouts. He wasn't perfect. He did give up 4 walks, and he plunked a hitter, but he was pretty good in this one, Justice.
Yeah, anytime you throw a no-hitter, you feel like you had a good day at the ballpark. And Brock Porter was working his changeup, he was working his fastball, and he was sweeping the off-speed as well. So everything was working for him. And then meanwhile, St. Mary's, a little bit of a slow start. It was a slow offensive day for St. Mary's. They had a lot of loud contact, but here was the one that did it and got things going. It was Jason Oliver's double down the third base line. You're going to see him get to second base here. And that's what started the inning that ended up loading the bases and what turned into the play from shortstop that I'm sure we're about to see here. But Oliver's the one who got it going and really broke the seal in a game that was quiet. And here's the play at short where if you're CC, you just want this ball to be eaten, but instead it goes over the head and all the way to the bullpen. And then this throw is going to go over the catcher's head. A couple attempts at some hero ball that just didn't go CC's way. It's a 4-run difference. Now, you don't feel as bad about this looking back on it, because regardless, you scored 0. You weren't going to win the game.
Right.
You got no hit. But yeah, it wasn't not an offensive day. It was not a typical day for St. Mary's playing in a bigger park, a more difficult park to hit in. Lucky for them, they won't have to do this again for the rest of the year. They'll go back to playing at the high school dimensions at Warrior Park on Wednesday with a chance to do it again over Brother Rice in back-to-back seasons.
We will have coverage, partner, of that St. Mary's Brother Rice championship in the Bishop division. We'll have Divine Child and Lutheran North coverage as well. That's on Wednesday. But don't forget about Tuesday. We're back in the D. We're going to University of Detroit Mercy. That's right, Nick Lundy's hometown. And we're going to UD to cover softball. That's right, girls softball. We're going to take a stab at it, have some fun. and cover the girls. What a great season in the Catholic League in softball, and we're all over it. And we'll see you Tuesday from Detroit again. And until next time, we want to say thank you for watching all day long. We really appreciate it. Special thanks to Mike Evoy and Vic Michaels of the Catholic League, all the coaches, all the staff, Comerica Park, Stan Fracker, and the folks at Comerica Park and for the Tigers. Special thanks to our crew. And wow, we've got some grinders. We're glad to have them with us. Your executive producer, Alex Westfall. Brandon Cardenas on replay here in Game 4. Bradley Ross on graphics, doing a great job. Kyle Buchanan modeling and sometimes doing camera work. Devin Schweitzer on a camera all day long. Quinn Hatton on a camera as well. Pat Bush on statistics. And my partner all day long, yes, Brandon Justice. We had a great time again, buddy. Thank you so much. Did a great job as always. And we'll see you down the line as well. Best of luck to your Bears as you carry on in the MHSA playoffs. And we will see you soon. Thanks so much to everybody for watching. Once again, your final score in this final game, 4-0. St. Mary's wins to win their 54th game overall. We'll talk to you on Tuesday evening at 5 o'clock, the Catholic League Girls Softball Championships. My name's Chad Bush. We are the Prep. Have a great night, everybody. So long.